Awesome. All right, guys, welcome tonight to our focus call. Super excited about this one because it is a hot topic. If you're like me, you'll see or hear in social media a lot, or even just in your lives, that people talk about migraines. Migraines are horrible. If you've had one before, they're just miserable. It's hard to do life with head pain. So we're going to talk about gut health and migraines tonight because they are interconnected really well, and there's things that we can do. So I thought it'd be fun to start off tonight with a little bit of trivia because I'm a little bit of a nerd that way. But I looked up a little bit of trivia on migraines. So this is what the web says. All right, so first off, 39 million men, women, and children in the US suffer from migraines. 1 billion people in the entire world suffer from migraines. 85% of migraine sufferers are women, and that's 28 million women in the United States. Migraine is the third most prevalent illness in the world, and every 10 seconds, someone in the United States goes into the ER with head pain. 1.2 million visits to the ER for acute migraine attacks every year. And then 4 million adults have chronic migraines with at least 15 attacks per month. It's crazy, per month. That's like one every other day, right? So if you are here tonight because you yourself struggle with migraines, put a 1 in the chat. And if you're here tonight because somebody you know struggles with migraines, put a 2 in the chat. Okay, so everybody is touched by it somehow. It's either you or somebody that you know closely. All right, so we're going to talk about that tonight. Here's what the web also says. The most common reason for chronic migraines is overuse of medication. So basically prescribing too much medication, and then your body becomes to rely on it, and then you can't not have it because you'll have a migraine, but you also start to build a tolerance to it, and then you're in trouble. So overuse of medication is the reason why your headaches, your migraines turn chronic. But we want to talk tonight about what's causing them in the first place, so we don't even have to medicate. And that's where gut health becomes really helpful, because gut health is getting to the root of the issue of the migraines in the first place. Okay, so that's our purpose tonight, is that we want to give you a couple of tools that will help you to not rely on the medication, but rather to hit that root issue and start to heal your body from the inside out. So I'm going to first start off with my friend Bobby's story, because she has suffered from migraines for a long time. And I'm going to let you tell her, or have her tell her story and what has helped.
Okay, guys. So my story starts when I was about 8 years old, actually. I had migraines quite frequently as a child, probably once every month, maybe every other month, but I was the sibling that was made fun of. My head always hurt. And, the joke when I was a kid was, if an acorn falls on Bobby's head, she's going to get a migraine, so don't touch her. And that really was an actual joke that my siblings made fun of me about, but it was just something that was constant for me. And so possibly it was more frequent than that, but I just remember as a child always having the headache and migraines. As I got older, they got more and more and more frequent. The severity, I don't think got worse. They've always been as bad as they were, but they got more and more frequent. And so towards the end of, before I decided to jump into this voodoo stuff, I was having migraines 5 to 7 days a week. I am a nurse by trade, and just recently stopped working and stay home now, but I worked in the operating room, and it just made me really nervous that I was taking care of patients and not being my best, and couldn't focus the way I wanted to focus, and thought I've got to do something about this. And so I did all the things. I went to the doctors. They changed my diet. I was taking medications. I, did everything I could possibly do to decrease the severity and the frequency of my migraines, and nothing really worked. I did try a couple other supplement companies, which improved my migraines, but they were more focused on weight loss. And I got so skinny that people said I looked ill, and they still didn't get rid of my migraines. And so I wasn't sure where to go with what to do to take care of my migraines. And finally, Kara reached out to me, and I was desperate enough. She'd asked me a couple of times to try it, and I was finally desperate enough to give it a try. And thank goodness I did. I started back in 2019 on, I don't even know what regimen, because she started me on it. But it cleared up my migraines relatively quickly, and have not had a migraine since 2019. And remember,
Bobby, you got muted. Hold on.
so weird. I like totally
Oh.
lost service. Did you guys lose me altogether?
Just for a second.
Okay, so weird. Anyway, so
We lost you again. Are you there? Oh, looks like she got kicked off for a second. We'll see if she comes right back in. I think it's snowing in Arizona for her today. Maybe it's causing a problem. We'll give her a second. But if she doesn't come back, I'm going to start telling you about my second friend who's also struggled with quite a few migraines throughout her life. My sweet friend Vashtia. She, if I'm remembering right, she didn't get her headaches until more adult time in her life, and then they became quite debilitating too. So she has just recently been on the products, but it looks like Bobby's back. So we'll have her finish her story, and then we'll have Vashtia start her story. Let's see if you can.
hope I stay on. We're getting stormy, so I think that's why. But I just wanted to remind you that I was having migraines 5 to 7 days a week, and now I don't have them at all. I do still have headaches on occasion, but migraines are totally gone. So my life, to say the least, is 1,000% better, has completely been changed because of these products. I'm so grateful for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think it's crazy. 5 to 7 a week to really, she hasn't had one, I think, in like what, 2.5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Yeah, totally changes life when you don't have head pain. Head pain is miserable. I always say, like, as a mama and just really a human, head pains and like not enough sleep. I can't deal without those two things. So we're going to have Vashtia share her story for us then. And then we're going to talk about what these ladies took that helped them.
Sorry, I'm still at my office right now. I thought I would be done. So I did not get my migraines until I was in my early 20s. I think I was 21 when I first got my migraines. Actually, I know I was 21. I remember the first day I got my migraines. But I just remember thinking my head was going to explode. I didn't really know what was going on. I had never had a migraine before, and no one in my direct family had ever had a migraine. Later, I did find out that my whole father side of my family suffers from migraines, but no one really ever talked about it. And so I was serving a church mission, and I was away from my family, and I just did not know what to do. And they progressively got worse from then. And it got to the point where I was getting them every day of the week. And then sometimes one migraine would start on a Monday and it would end on that Sunday, and then I would just get another one. And it was really, really putting me in this place where I couldn't live my life. I got sent home from my mission, and my mom and Kara had known each other. And my mom looked at me one day when I had just been laying in my bed for a couple days, and she was just like, we're going over to Kara's house. And my sister's name is Kara also. So I was like, why are we going to Kara's house? But really it was to go talk to Kara Allen, and I was very grateful that I did. I started on the triplex, which is not the active. The active is really good though. It is the little pink drink and 2 supplements. And with those 2 supplements, it did not get rid of my migraines, but it made it so that I got them less frequently. I then was taken off some medication by my doctor, and my migraines got a little worse. And then we upped my medication, and we also put this thing called Ease in it. Not my medication, my Plexus supplements. And so I started taking that, and they got a little bit better. And then I thought that I was cured and I didn't need them anymore. So I stopped taking them, and I stopped ordering them. And I slowly but surely started getting my migraines all back again. And it's probably the worst decision I ever made, but I was 22 and I thought I knew it all, you know? So I then started again taking my medication, not my medication, but my Plexus regimen. And I call it my medication because it helps me feel better. You know, it's not real, like not prescribed by a doctor or anything like that, but it does help me feel better. I want one day where I can be like Bobby and just not have migraines anymore. That's the ultimate goal. But right now that's not the reality for me, but it is getting better. It's not 100% perfect, but it does help so much. And it's made it so that part of the reasons why my migraines were so bad is because my insomnia caused by my migraines would get worse. And so I wouldn't sleep. And then that makes it so you get more frequent migraines. And then I was drinking more caffeine. And it was just this whole cycle of things that I was trying to do to fix a problem that couldn't have been fixed by all of the things I was doing. So I don't know. I'm really grateful that I had met Kara because it really has helped me a lot.
Thank you so much, Bastia, for sharing. I love your honesty that it's not a miracle pill. It's not like just a quick fix that's going to take it away. That's what prescription meds do. And they come with a side effect. They come with consequences for doing that, because to get a quick, immediate result, you have to turn functions off in your body. You have to block things. And that's what medications do. But we want to get to the root issue where we don't need to block things, where the body can start healing. And it takes time, it takes process, and it takes consistency. So I love that you're back on them, that you're seeing that. And I just want to compare, like, you were on your church mission, came home because they were so debilitating, you couldn't do life. And now you are like HR manager at this like intense job, and you're doing life. That is a really big difference. And you know what the products have done for you to be able to have that life back. So I'm super excited for you.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. I used to just be laying in my bed, and now I'm always in my office.
Yeah. That
very big difference.
Yeah, doing life like you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be able to show up to life, right? So awesome. Okay. So what you might have heard from their 2 stories then is that they had different symptoms. A lot of times people can get migraines from not pooping regularly enough, because that's how we get toxins out of our body. Maybe low magnesium. If you go to the ER, that's the number one thing they're going to give you if you say you have a migraine, is they're going to give you the IV cocktail, right, Bobby, with magnesium in it. And then, and that's because magnesium is really hard to absorb, and your body tanks it fast, and then it's hard to start building it back up. So when it gets really low, you start having migraines. It could also be from not absorbing nutrients. Maybe you have poor gut health, which is where you absorb your nutrients. And so you're not getting the vitamins and minerals in your body that you need to. Both of them mention sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep or restful sleep, it could lead to migraines as well. Dehydration is a big one. So here's the problem with dehydration. If you're dehydrated and you start drinking just a ton of water, you're going to, yes, be adding water to your body, but you'll be peeing a lot. And guess what? You pee out electrolytes. And then you're imbalanced, and that can cause migraines as well. Another thing is imbalanced hormones. But all of those things together really don't matter. Like, do you really care which one of those things is giving you a migraine if you could just fix them all? Because guess what? They all stem from the same 3 root issues, which are the 3 pillars of health. So the 3 root issues of all disease, including migraines, is your hormones are off, you have too much inflammation in your body, and you have poor gut health, meaning you either have some combination of leaky gut and or what's the other one I was trying to say it as? Your microbiome is imbalanced. So either you have your bacteria is off, or you have holes in your gut wall, or you have both. And most people have a combination of both. All right, so those are the 3 things. And if we just fix those 3 things, all of those symptoms can start improving. So do you really care which one is the one doing it? Or do you want to just target all of them? And that's what we love about Plexus, is that it's a system that helps to address those 3 pillars over time with consistency. It's not a quick fix, but it's going to go in there and start rebalancing your body at the base level. So I wanted to talk really quickly about a few of the products that they took. They mentioned a few of them. I'm going to cover the Triplex and X Factor that Vashtia kind of talked on really quick. And then Bobby will talk on 2 of her favorites, which is the Active and the Ease. They're all tools. Like Bobby said, when she started, I think it was just the Triplex we started you on, maybe with Ease, but I think it was just Triplex. And she started sleeping so good that her migraine started improving. And then we added on Ease, and her fibromyalgia and her headaches really went away. With Vashtia, Triplex wasn't enough. She needed to add on some Ease and some X Factor work before she really started seeing a change. So again, they're all tools, and we just want you to have a full tool belt so you can start seeing what works for you. Okay, so first off, Slim. I hate that it's called Slim. All right. Most of us that love Slim, we would love to call it Balance, because what Slim does is it goes in, it balances your hormones. And if you need to lose some weight, that is a byproduct. When your body's balanced, it will know if it needs to shed or gain weight. So that's why we like to call it Balance, but that's why they call it Slim. But what it does is the main ingredient is chromium. Chromium goes into your body. It balances insulin. Insulin is your master hormone. So if you can balance insulin, it will trickle down, balance all your other hormones, and your cortisol will come down. Your adrenals will start to heal, so you can sleep better. And that's what the Slim is doing for you. All right. Then you have the Bio Cleanse, and where do I put it? The ProBio 5. These 2 are like siblings. They like to work together. The Bio Cleanse is like a flush, and the ProBio 5 is like a toilet brush. So think of cleaning your toilet. You take the ProBio 5, it goes in and scrubs out, get it over here, scrubs out the bad gunk in your toilet. You don't want to leave that all sitting in your toilet though for everybody to see, so you flush it. And that's what Bio Cleanse does. It's a really gentle flush. It's meant to be taken every day. My kids all take it. Nobody's ever pooped their pants, so it's not that kind of a flush. It is meant to be a daily dose of magnesium and vitamin C. The reason why it has the vitamin C is because it makes the magnesium super easy to absorb. Remember how I told you low magnesium is one of the #1 reasons for a migraine? That's because if you take just regular magnesium, it's super hard to absorb. So if we combine it with vitamin C, it makes it more absorbable. It gets into your body, and then it starts to help 300 processes in your body. So it's crucial, it's needed, and it's hard to build back up. So you want to take a highly bioavailable one. All right, the ProBio 5, the way that it is cleaning out your colon, your gut, is that it has probiotics, it has digestive enzymes, and it has an antifungal. So it goes through and it like takes all the bad stuff out, starts putting in the good stuff, working with the Bio Cleanse. Okay, so those 2 are repairing your gut wall. It's repairing the holes that might be in your gut wall, your colon, and it's also rebalancing that microbiome so that you have 80% good and 20% bad bacteria like you're supposed to have. Most of us don't have that. All right, and then I wanted to talk about the X Factor. So the X Factor, I actually started on all 4. The 3 I just talked about and the X Factor when I started, because my nutrients were in the tank. They were super, super low. My iron was like 12. My vitamin D was 15. If you know what those ratios should be, you'll know those were bad. My calcium was super low. And I was just not doing well. Like my body was on survival mode for sure. And so I started on Triplex and X Factor because I knew I needed the nutrient help. But the reason why X Factor is so good for migraines is because it's also a highly bioavailable vitamin. It's plant-based for one, from the New Zealand black currant berry. It also has aloe in there. Aloe is amazing for healing the wall of your gut intestines. Think about when you have a burn and you put that on, it increases healing by 200%. When you combine it with vitamins, it increases absorption by 400%. So not only are you absorbing things better, but you are like soothing your gut wall to let it start healing. And that's where you absorb nutrients. So if it's healing, then you're going to absorb things better. All right. Let's see. The other thing that X Factor has is polyphenols in it, which are plant-based properties. And they also are super beneficial in helping to boost your nutrients, balance your body. Your body runs on a fine balance of vitamins and nutrients. And so if you're actually absorbing your vitamins and getting them in, that's going to aid in keeping your body balanced too, so that your headaches will start to go away. All right, so I'm going to let Bobby talk about the active and the E's. I will just briefly mention that we do have an electrolyte drink as well, because that can be an issue. I like to mix mine together because again, if you're just taking water in, you're going to make your balance of your electrolytes be off. So you do need to put your electrolytes back in when you're a heavy water drinker. They go hand in hand. All right, Bobby, I'm going to let you take the other two.
Okay. So I love that Kara always lets me talk about the E's because it is my very, very, very favorite product. And the reason is because it is really what took me over from feeling great to feeling amazing. And I say that because the products that she started me on, I did feel really good. My migraines did go away, but there was just that edge still. I have fibromyalgia, and so my muscles are just always tight and hurting and sore. And I was the kind of person that would look for those like neck stretchers, you know, because my neck was always just so tight. And I thought, oh, maybe that can help. And this is my miracle pill because it saved my life. But so what's in it is it's a very powerful natural anti-inflammatory. And so instead of taking the 6 to 9 ibuprofen I was taking every single day, seriously, I would take at least that much. I take 6 of these a day. These don't have the negative side effects that the ibuprofen has. And so it has natural anti-inflammatories like serrapeptase and bromelain and just lost it. The New Zealand green lip mussel and something else.
Did you say turmeric?
Turmeric, that's the one, and turmeric. And so it just is a really powerfully packed anti-inflammatory. And so it's going to reduce inflammation for any health issue, not just things like fibromyalgia and migraines, but for any type of health issue that you have inflammation for, it's going to work and decrease the inflammation. And so a lot of people will see like their chin line come back, like mine is back. It's incredible. And, you know, even look like they've lost weight, even though they weigh the same amount, because the inflammation has decreased so much. And that's due to this powerful product right here. And so it really is great for all kinds of inflammatory diseases like arthritis and, you know, even all autoimmune type issues. And so I love it for that. Is there anything else you wanted me to share on this? Okay. The next product, I really, really like this one too. So I actually have a heart arrhythmia, and it used to be so extreme that I could feel it pumping on my chest. Like if you put your hand on my chest, you would feel it move. If I leaned up against a desk, my whole body would move because my heart was pumping so hard. And so, of course, I could never drink anything caffeinated, and this has caffeine, and it made me a little bit nervous. And so I could never take anything that would wake me up. It would just always like stimulate my heart. And this does a fantastic job of waking me up and does not affect my arrhythmia. And in fact, that's another one of the benefits that I've seen with addressing my gut health. My heart no longer does that. It doesn't pump so hard. It used to like beat so hard at night, even that as I laid down to go to sleep, I'd hear it in my ears and I couldn't go to sleep. But that's not there anymore either ways. So this product though, I love it because it is an antioxidant and wakes me up. So it's not something that stimulates my body and makes me jittery. It just makes me say, okay, I can do this day. I got this. And I have energy all day from it. Now, I don't know if you know what an antioxidant is and what its purpose is, but in our bodies, we have oxygen, right? And it can cause a stress oxidation in our bodies. And so basically what that means is if you picture, we'll use the apple as the example. If you picture an apple and you cut it in half and you eat one half and you leave the other half, what does it do? The air, the oxygen to that apple as it sits there, it turns brown, it gets wilty, and it looks like it's dying, right? So that's what it does inside our bodies as well. And so if you take a lemon and you rub it on the apple, it keeps it look fresh looking. That's because the lemon is an antioxidant. And so when you put an antioxidant into your body, that's what it's doing to your body. It's keeping it fresh and keeping those reactions at a complete low or zero. And so any antioxidant you can add into your diet is incredible and definitely necessary. And that's why I like this one, because it's doing that, but it's doing more. It's waking me up. It's giving me energy. It's helping me to feel better at the same time. So I think that's all I have to say about that. Do you have anything else, Kara, you want to say?
Awesome. I love that example with the apple and the lemon juice. I always think of free radicals as like rust for your body. We know rust for a car is terrible. And so, yeah, you want antioxidants. So it goes in there and doesn't create rust in your body. And they're in the slim too, which is awesome. The other thing I love about the active, my little girl came in and distracted me. So I didn't hear if you said, but it dilates your blood vessels. So it increases blood flow. It helps your body to increase nitric oxide, which helps your blood vessels to stay nice and flexible. So it can really help with heart or with, plaque, that kind of stuff. Again, not overnight, and preventative is always nice, right? Like taking it now to prevent what could happen later. But yeah, we love those products because they, again, are just working at the root issue. So we're going to wrap this call up, but I just wanted to kind of summarize that these are all tools again. So remember, when you start to say, well, which ones are ones for me? I always tell people, do you want to start building the house with a full tool belt or a screwdriver? I would rather start on a full tool belt with the whole system and then wean down as I start, to finish that house and I just need the screwdriver in the end type thing. Like start with all of the tools, give your body the best chance for success. And then from there, you can start to decide what is working best for you, rather than trying to go the other way where you try a product here and a product here, and you never get the synergistic effect of having them together. Because again, your body has 3 root issues, and maybe you're taking a product that doesn't address all 3. So if you take the system, you're going to get all 3. Which is, the beauty of it. And that's why it's helped Vashti and Bobby and others so much, is because they took the system. So talk to your friend that invited you to this call. Talk to them about what tools they would recommend for you. They know you, they can talk to you about your health and your symptoms. But yes, Janelle, I totally agree. Everybody needs Triplex, X Factor, and Ease. If you talk to a doctor today, they're going to start to tell you that everybody needs a multivitamin, everybody needs omegas, and everybody needs a good probiotic. So you're like already 3 of the, 5 things are found in our system. So you might as well just start there and just, really start addressing your health with a holistic, natural approach so that you don't have to over medicate and have the side effects that come from prescription medications. So anyway, just wanted to leave that with you guys tonight. If you have any questions, talk to your friend that invited you, and we'll have this video recorded or recording available so you can send it or rewatch it. Thanks again for being here, guys. See ya.